Okay, welcome everyone. It's Coach Paul again. Today is the 19th of May, 2020. I'm wearing my super cool sunglasses for no reason except that they make me look cool. So there you go. You saw it here first. Again, I know many of you are new to me. I think last week was your first time. I know some of you range from 13, 14, I think, down to perhaps as little as 6 or 5. So I hope that what I do will be useful for you. And maybe if a parent needs to be there to help you, that works too, of course. So first thing we'll do is our warm-up. So we'll roll our shoulders back and forward and roll your neck. Last week we talked about rolling moving our arms in opposite directions, which is kind of a coordination exercise. Some kids do it, some kids don't. Like anything, if you practice it, you can do it. One way to practice it is to think about being an alligator with big jaws and your jaws closed, and then they continue around. The other way to do this is to just move one hand in one direction and forget about it. And try to move the other in the opposite direction. Easier said than done. Still, we're doing it. All right, let's stand in an A position and do a little waist stretching. Good, and then hang down. Stretch the back of your legs, your hamstrings, on the back of your thighs. Then come back and let's do 5 squat jumps. Ready? Go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's get in the on-guard position. Again, depending on what level you are, let's review. Never hurts to review. Even the pros at the top level of every sport practice the fundamentals. Your heels are together. Your front heel, if you're right-handed, it's your right foot. If you're left-handed, it's your left foot. That's the front. Front heel touching rear heel, and you step out. So there's a shoulder's width, a dotted line between your 2 feet, and your front knee is over your heel or your ankle. But your rear knee is over your toe. So they look like this, a little more than a shoulder's width, I like. Your hand for the moment is supine, which means palm up. And your thumb is about, you have a clock in front of you, about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock position this way, not this way. That's prone. This is supine. And your rear arm is up here. Now let's do a lunge position and stretch. Push down your rear hip. And then pivot your feet so you're facing the opposite direction. Go down a little bit lower. And reverse back to your original position, go a little bit lower. And pivot again, a little lower. Continually stretching. And pivot again, try to put your front shoulder next to your front knee. You can actually open and close your hips this way if you want, and reverse that. And up and again hang and let your hamstring stretch. You can also do the flamingo stretch or the stork stretch where you hold yourself on one leg, you grab the other foot, and you pull it straight back so it stretches this front part of your thigh, your quadricep it's called, and then you switch. One other fun warm-up you can do is you get on guard and you just pick up your feet in place, back and forth, very hard. And then you can start moving back and forth this way if you want. You can also do it slow like this, where you really pick your knees up. Okay, so we'll get in the on-guard position and we'll remind ourselves about advances and lunges and how they work. Of course, the advance is front foot, rear foot. And the opposite is true for the retreat. These can be pretty small, very controlled, very smooth, shoulders relaxed, fingers relaxed. Feel free to wiggle your fingers all the time. You step and snap your rear foot up, or you step and snap your front foot back. So let's do advance. Step and snap, step and snap, step and snap, and retreat, step and snap, step and snap, step and snap, notice that I'm still probably not as low as I ought to be. So I'm going to go down a little lower. The lower you are, the more power in your legs to spring. You've certainly seen animals either live or on TV, predators who get down low, cheetahs or tigers, when they're ready to strike, they're down with all their muscles ready to go, and boom, off they spring. So let's get nice and low. Advance, 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 advance. Retreat, 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 advance, advance, advance. Relax. I hope by now you have a target in your house. You manage some way to make that work. So let's get our weapons. You always want to have a glove when you're working with a weapon. We remind ourselves that our fingers are very loose. You're holding your foil firmly, but not tight. Maybe many of you have a French grip, which looks like this. This is called a pistol grip. You really hold it between your thumb and your forefinger, the first knuckle, right there, and your middle finger comes to help support it with strength. And the ring finger comes in to sort of give it balance, but the pinky is not involved. As I said before, you do not grip with your pinky like a bird on a perch. Bad news. Pinky, not involved. So you're holding it firmly, but lightly. So let's practice that. So you're holding it, and let's extend our arm all the way. Make big circles, and reverse the direction of the circle. Make the letter U. Notice that I'm using just my fingers. Do you see that? Not my arm, and not my elbow, and not even my wrist very much. Mostly just my fingers. That's the fastest. It goes from slow to fast. Slow, little faster, somewhat faster, very fast. So you're now manipulating your weapon. Now write your name in the air. So that's how it feels. And you can pick up your weapon all day long, provided there's nobody around to get hit, and you can practice it. So now we'll remind ourselves about the lunge. In the lunge, you're extending your arm. It's going about 2/3, and you're kicking this foot up. You can see, obviously I can't hold myself in the air, but you can see if this were in the air, this is getting straighter and straighter. This is virtually straight, and I'm landing with my point on the target really before my foot lands. So it looks like this, of course. Maybe you can hear me hitting the tape pillow and hitting the ground slightly afterwards. At the very latest at the same time. So, again, you want this toe kicking out this way, flexed, toe up. Not like a horse, not like a ballet dancer, but like a flexed athlete. Let's try that. Extending, toe up, kick and lunge, and recover. You're on guard, you're extending, your toe goes up. You see that? Now kick it straight out and lunge. And when you recover, bend this rear leg and recover nice and low, like you're in a room with a 4-foot ceiling. You never want to recover like this, because as you're busy doing that, your opponent's going to hit you. Extending, kick and lunge, and recover and small retreat. Extending, kick and lunge, recover, and small retreat. Extending, kick and lunge. Sorry, I should have said at this point you should be facing your target. So face your target and just respond to my commands. Ready? Extending, kick and lunge, recover and retreat. Extending, kick and lunge, recover and retreat. Extending, kick and lunge, recover and retreat. 3 more. Extend, kick and lunge, recover, retreat. Extend, kick and lunge, recover, retreat. 1 more. Extend, kick and lunge, recover and retreat. And relax. That's the basic move, the lunge, which you know. Obviously, you're not often in a position where you can hit someone with a straight lunge. You have to be moving your feet, advancing and retreating to get within distance. So we'll conclude this portion of the video with a little bit of work on advanced lunge, and then we'll resume it in the next portion. So an advanced lunge is a slow, fast move. My arm is extending as I start my advance, and then I try to explode and change the tempo. So it's slow, fast, slow, fast. So we'll do that together, medium tempo. Advance, extending, slow, and then finish with a fast lunge. And recover and retreat. Watch me again. Extending with an advanced kind of slow, then a fast lunge, recover, and retreat. So, face your target and do it on my command. Go, extending, advance, and finish fast with a lunge. Recover, nice and low, and retreat. Again, go. Extending with an advanced kick and lunge, fast. Recover, nice and low, and retreat. Again, extending with the advanced lunge, fast. Recover, nice and low with the bent leg, and retreat. Go, slow, and then a fast lunge. Recover, low, and retreat. 2 more. Slow, and then fast lunge. Recover, and retreat. And slow, and then fast lunge. Recover, and retreat. And rest. The change of tempo is what makes that work. The first one doesn't really scare your opponent. It's almost like you're going, I wonder what I'll do today. But you don't really have that in mind. You just look like you're maybe thinking of something, and then you change the tempo and you hit. And that's what makes the game so cool. I'm going to turn off this video and start again for the next one.